Retail workers of Reddit, what's your Black Friday horror story? I was a GameStop worker when the Wii came out. The second we unlocked the doors, shit was a riot. People were fighting one another, swearing, crying, just about everything. People were so desperate, when people managed to get one, somebody would throw the other person to the ground and buy it. When I worked at Best Buy, I watched two elderly ladies get in a fist fight over a Nintendo DS. That and the cleaning the aftermath of Black Friday. Looked like a grocery store before a hurricane. Definitely the woman who came out of the dressing room to tell us that a pipe must have broken. Upon checking said pipe, we merely found that she had peed in the corner of the dressing room. Water doesn't smell like urine. I worked for a golf superstore as a cashier. Black Friday customers come rushing in, and the line starts. I proceed to scan the first item and nothing. The registers are completely down, and the lines are growing fast. The only thing we could do is take every transaction manually, write down SKUs, calculate tax, and use the old credit card swipers for 3 hours. I never worked retail during Black Friday again. This happened to me at Cost Plus World Market in July 2007. The electricity went out in the store and our manager decided we should stay open. It's weird how few windows are in these stores. It was pitch black inside, and the only light came in through the front doors. We had a lot of theft that day, so much that the manager admitted we should have just closed for the day. It was bizarre. I worked IT and had to deal with a dude saying our software broke his brand new laptop and now it won't turn on. He left self-assured that his laptop never needed more electricity than what it was shipped with, and we were assholes for suggesting he plug it in. I'm not an employee, but I stood behind a lady at Target who was returning a newly bought iPad. She was livid because her iPad wasn't charging. She claimed that the tablet had Wi-Fi connection to the store and it wasn't charging like it was supposed to. She was told that the cord came with it was the only way to charge it. She balked at the statement and adamantly said that since it's hooked up to Target's free Wi-Fi it should be charging. Sadly this is not the case, and left the spot yelling obscenities. Sad to think she thought Wi-Fi charged her iPad. When I was 15 I got my first actual job. It was at a clothing store and my first day was Black Friday. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal because I was hired for men's formal wear. When I show up at 4 AM, the manager tells me I'm working women's shoes today only. Absolute madness. The worst part is shoe salesmen get commission, but since I didn't have employee numbers I got only minimum wage, losing out of hundreds of dollars of extra pay. This happened just today actually. I work at Starbucks. Went to do my routine lobby and bathroom check, just to clean up during the craziness. Went into the men's restroom and there was shit smeared all over the walls, toilet seat and mirror. Really had no other choice but to clean it up with my co-worker. Definitely the most disgusting shit, literally, I've ever had to do in my life. Be me, working my first job, second week in, and I'm working the floor at a Best Buy on Black Friday. I wasn't that great at my job, so they had me running people from the line they had set up to different registers and quickly answering questions from customers. No big deal. At about 1 AM, as I'm running customers back and forth, we hear a commotion on the other side of the store and a few police officers come in. Turns out some guy had broken a bit of plastic off one of the information plaques and tried to use the pointy bit to stab an employee in the neck. I never found out why he did it. People are crazy. I'm so incredibly thankful not to be working retail anymore. I've worked quite a few Black Fridays, but the worst had to be Radio Shack. It was my first day, and I had no training. All I could do is point and hope to God they didn't ask me questions. When I was working at Walmart, me and another co-worker had a lady come during our Black Thursday sale with her children. She was going around shopping with her kids for a while, but then she saw me and my co-worker in the bedding department and left her children with us, asking for us to watch them while she went to get some products. Before we were able to tell her no, she disappears and doesn't come back for her kids for 20 minutes. Both of us are just standing there, watching her kids slowly freak out and cry for their mother, wondering if she is going to come back. My supervisor then walks by and sees what's going on, and when we filled her in, she was quite annoyed with the mother, who by this point has yet to make an appearance. When mom finally showed, her children rushed to her and my supervisor had a chat with her. Unfortunately, I didn't catch what my supervisor said to her. I work at the largest lingerie retailer in the country. We had a security guard last night for the beginning of Black Friday. A Southern Belle mother decided she didn't want to wait in a 50-person deep line, and she would cut. Our security guard asked her multiple times to step to the back of the line or leave. She proceeded to ream him with every curse word in the book, and ended by threatening him with a gun she had in her bag. This will be my last holiday in retail. Well, 2 people got shot in the parking lot of our local mall today after engaging in an argument with someone else inside the mall today. So there's that. I worked at Best Buy in 2010. Black Friday was hell, but someone brought sloppy joes for all our hard work. I got food poisoning and almost died 4 times in the ER and shit my pants in front of a hot nurse as I passed out the second time. About 15 years ago, I was working at a bookstore in a mall. Somehow, around 5 PM maybe, I found myself the only employee in the entire store, not a single co-worker to be found, and we were slammed with customers. We usually had music playing in the store, controlled by an ordinary 5 CD stereo in the back office, and of course this is the day the inoffensive holiday music gets brought into circulation. Around the time I found myself alone, I noticed the stereo had become stuck on repeat, just playing the same song over and over. It was at least an hour before I was able to get away from the counter, and so that was the day I was forced to listen to some kind of generic, a very jazzy jingle bell some 30 times back to back. Not so much a horror story, but something I just couldn't believe. Black Friday at ASDA, British Walmart. There was these microwaves like 70% off, and the store was so busy you couldn't move. There was empty shelves all along the aisle up to these microwaves, and a guy laid down on the shelf, and army crawled along the shelves, grabbed a microwave and army crawled back with it. My first Black Friday, I was working at a Walmart. I was assigned to be one of the employees that would cut open the plastic on the pallets which contained our merchandise, which were all in the floor. Basically, as I readied the box cutter, I got shoved by a customer and I fell right on it and sliced my hand open. After getting through that and patching it up, I came out on the floor and promptly got punched in the face when I picked up a DVD on the ground. A customer apparently wanted it. Fuck Black Friday. Back in my poor college days, when I worked at Walmart, we had a fight break out over a bike. Fists were thrown, and there was some blood. Eventually one guy got a hold of it and managed to get away from the crowd. He rode the bike out of the store to flee his pursuers without paying. Best Buy here. 4 Black Fridays at the highest grossing store that day in the company gets you a few wild tales. This one is quick. Guy tried to shove a Panasonic Blu-ray player into the front of his jeans. He was a rather large man, but dude, it's a Blu-ray player, seriously. Someone punched a security guard in the face because he thought he was a customer skipping to the front of the line. He was just walking in the door to start his shift. So yeah, my town has those kind of people in it. Not a horror story, but I got a good one. The best thing I have ever seen was this woman who was acting really suspicious. I followed her around, and she ended up in the aisle with all the towels. Lo and behold, she had gone into the store a couple days before and hid all the sale items in between the towels. I was really impressed, so I let her walk. Thanks for watching the video. For more content like this, please subscribe, like, and share the video and push the notification button.